Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're here again at Eric's shop. This is of course a Croyle sponsored video. Today we're going to be going ahead and tackling Eric's U-joints on this truck. So we're going to go ahead and take out the drive shaft and able to access and take those U-joints out. But Croyle's going to come in big play here. We're going to go ahead and use the Croyle on the U-joint strap bolts. They are susceptible to all the rust, all the corrosion, and it gets really nasty. They snap off pretty easily. Sometimes you round your bolt head. So Croyle's gonna come in play today and gonna help us take those bolts out of there with ease. All right, so here are the parts that we are using today. We are using Spicer U-joints. Here is the part number of 410 U-joint. This is the strap kit, just in case. We probably will put new straps on just because it's a lot easier to put new ones on. But I'll leave these linked below for you guys. I'll also link some Croyle below for you guys, so you guys go ahead and get this because this is just an absolute lifesaver. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna spray these bolts down. We're gonna liberally spray them with Croyle. If you can already see here, it's got some rust on this. This is a Southern truck, but it did get some rust and natural corrosion over the years. We're gonna make sure we get both sides here. Again, this is that Croyle. It's just absolutely amazing stuff and you just can't go wrong with it. So simply just go ahead, let the Croyle soak on there for say 10 minutes. Let that penetrant oil do its work, creep into the threads, and that way it'll break away all that rust that you needed to break away, and then we go ahead and get this taken care of. All right, so we've got this soaking now, and this is an 11mm wrench. We're gonna go ahead and try and break it loose. Oh, just that easy. Wow, took a little pressure, but man, that Croyle just does amazing things for you guys. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, just too easy. Too easy. So now we've got one off, one strap off. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the other strap off. All right, so now the next step to take your drive shaft out, you have a slip yoke up in front. And we'll show you that real quick here. This right here is your slip yoke, and it'll pull forward. So all we have to do is we're gonna end up using a pry bar on the other side, and this will slide in forward and we can pull it out. And it's only gonna slide in just a little bit, you guys. It's not gonna slide in much. But go ahead, get your pry bar underneath here on the inside of the U-joint and just pry it out just like that. Set the pry bar down. And now you can pull the whole drive shaft out. Just like that. Woo! All right, on the U-joint here, you've got all these little snap rings. We're gonna go ahead and take all of them off. Each spot of the U-joint, all four corners, you could say, has one on there. So we're gonna go ahead and just pop them off real quick. You mean it's not supposed to fling 30 feet in the air?
Not ideal.
And smoke your face? Hey! All right, so next step, we're gonna press these out, and what we're gonna use is we're gonna actually use the old ball joint separator press. We're gonna kind of set it up just like this, and it'll press it right on out for us. You do have to make sure you line it up properly so that that ball joint can actually separate, and not the ball joint, so that that U-joint can actually press one way. All right, now we got a set of vice grips on that one side that popped out. We're gonna go ahead and just spin this off. And it should come off just like that. Oh, and by the way, these are needle bearing stuff. But anyways, now we're gonna go ahead and send it back through the other way. That one just flopped on out for us. All right, that was easy. So now we should be able to take this out. Oh, don't drop the drive shaft. Just like that. And now you can see it's just, my goodness, just mangled. But that's because we were pressing on it and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and take this over to the table right now. All right, like I said, I'll be linking all these parts for you guys below. Now this is gonna be very critical here, and I'm gonna explain this to you guys right now. These are Spicer non-greasable U-joints. So these, you don't have a grease cert on them. You don't have to worry about doing that. They're sealed U-joints and they will last you a very long time. This is honestly the best U-joint product you can go with for these trucks, and you just can't go wrong with it. I cannot express that enough. If you're gonna be replacing your U-joints, please, please, please go with the Spicer non-greasable. You'll thank me later. Now, the big important part about this is when you're doing this, you need to make sure that you don't mess with it too much, because if you drop these needle bearings out of there like that, you're gonna have to make sure you put them all back in order and nice and neat in there so you don't have any issues. But as long as you're nice and careful with this, you don't have to worry about it. My goodness, my voice is going away.
Dude, same today.
Anyways, the kit comes with the necessary snap rings that you need. It has extra ones for other drive shafts because it is a universal thing, but these are the ones that you'll need right here, these copper ones. So what we did here is we actually sprayed this down because it was all nasty. Now we're taking a wire brush to it and cleaning it up. We'll end up cleaning up both sides. You don't have to do that. It's just, I would recommend at least if you're gonna clean it up, clean up the inside of this U-joint. So clean up the inside of this drive shaft, I mean, not U-joint. Jeez, I can't talk today. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead, get this all cleaned up and get these U-joints installed. Now when it comes to installing these, we're gonna simply press them back in with that C-clamp thing that came out of the ball joint service kit, the two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive service kit. We're gonna go ahead and press it in with that. I'll show you guys how we do that. It's very simple. You can use a vise if you have a big beefy vise. That works too. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and show you how to press those in real quick, and then we'll throw this back in and get this video over with. This is where it gets important. Like I said, with needle bearings, you have to take it apart and able to get it in there. And you can see here the needle bearings are in there. They're all nice and compact in there. They should be fine. When I did mine in my driveway, I didn't drop one of these on the ground and I had to reset all the needle bearings. But you have to take it apart and able to get this back, the U-joint back in, just like this. And then now you have to get that back in just like that. Then you're gonna go ahead and take the other side. You're gonna set it in here, line it up, and then we'll just press this in.
Just like that.
That is not what you want to do. Like I said, now when you drop something like that, you need to double check and make sure that all the needle bearings are in there and that nothing happened. Luckily, nothing happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this back on there. So now we're gonna go ahead and press it back in. We've got it lined up right and good. This one's different. Now the trick when you're doing this is you actually have to do both sides. You can't just do one side, because you have to remember, you got to get your snap ring in there. So you have to line it up and press both sides in properly. Now if you come closer, you can see here we have our snap ring location in here, ready to go. And we've got it in here. And this is all pressed in evenly. And we got good movement. So now we're gonna go get our snap rings on this side first. We're just gonna go ahead and use a needle nose and get them kind of all set up in here. Let's see here. Oh boy. Just like that. And you couldn't hear it probably, but I heard it. When it seats in, you'll hear a little tiny snap. Just a good feeling, a good sound to hear when you're doing this. Again, same thing, same side. Like I said, put the bottom in first, get it in there. Let's see if I can get the snap for you guys. There's one snap. And there's two snap. And that's it. That's just this one side. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'll probably show you how to do that as well. I'll do a little B-roll for you guys, so that way you guys don't have to sit there and watch me do the same thing. It's gonna do the same exact process on the other side, and you can actually do it on the slip yoke itself. But like I said, be careful when you're gonna be installing this, and I'll visit this in a second here, because you don't want these to slide out on you. So right now, we'll get the other side finished, and we're gonna go ahead and throw this back in there.
Come on.
Might as well keep going. I don't like this, huh?
All by hand?
Oh, yeah.
What a beast. I was getting there.
It may or may not have hurt my hands, but I saw it going in and I was like, you know what? We're gonna roll with it. All right, so now we got that all taken care of. We're gonna go ahead and throw this back in here now. And one thing I want to point out and be very specific with is you need to be careful when it comes to the, oh, sorry, wrong side. You You need to be careful when it comes to the drive shaft here. You want to make sure you line the splines up right and it slides in there exactly how you want it to slide in there. Just like that. Now we're gonna go ahead, oh wow, look at that, I'm too good. Now we're gonna go ahead and get it set in here. And if you can see here, let's get a light. This U-joint is gonna sit right here. There's a little notch there and that's where it's gonna sit, and it's the same thing on the other side. It's gonna sit in this little notch here. I'm gonna push it in. Now I'm gonna give it a nice, gentle, keyword, gentle little love tap. Just like that. Didn't damage the U-joint at all. It's in there nice and good. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw our straps on. Now again, I'm gonna leave this, man. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's how I was when I first got when I picked up.
Now again, I'm gonna leave the strap kit in the link below. We actually didn't really need to have to buy this because Eric's bolts and everything came out perfectly good. Since we have this, we're gonna go ahead and use it anyways. Brand new strap kit, comes with the strap and 2 bolts. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in there real quick and I'll see you in a little bit. So like I said, this is actually a very simple project for you guys to take care of. It's very important to make sure you take a look at your U-joints. Your U-joints are very, very important to the driving ability and the driving quality of your vehicle along with your drive shaft. If you've done all sorts of things to the front of your truck and you still have a vibration, there is a possibility your drive shaft needs to be rebalanced. Highly unlikely, but it is likely. I want to cover that real quick here for you guys. I'll link everything below for you. I'll leave the strap kit, I'll leave the Spicer U-joints, I'll link some Croyle below for you guys as well. Yet again, thank you so much to Croyle for hopping on the channel and sponsoring today's video. Have yourselves a great weekend, have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, I want to cover this real quick. I forgot to do it. I wanted to talk about it early in the video, but if you stuck around to the end here, I want to make sure that you guys are lubing up your ball joint separator kit here, and this is what we use. We use Silicroyle. This is Croyle with silicone. It operates and it just does a great thing. It's an awesome lubricant. I'd use it for geez, damn near everything, you guys. Silicroyle is awesome. You can't go wrong with it. It's a great lubricant and it's what keeps my tools in good quality shape. Have a good night.